What is up, everybody? It's Will vs. T today. So we're gonna talk about Phil Spencer's recent statements after he just got done doing a Tokyo Game Show event. Microsoft had an event at Tokyo Game Show, which I think happened yesterday, or yeah, I think it was yesterday. So he is planning on working on getting more Japanese games in the Xbox ecosystem, which I think they need to do. They drastically need to do that. That's the big advantage that PlayStation and Nintendo have, the Japanese games. I know a lot of people like to say the Japanese games aren't important, but they really are in the grand scheme of things. The games that sell the most are Japanese games. Like, it just is what it is for each of those platforms. Like, I think the biggest IP in the world right now is the biggest IP is like Pokemon, I believe. And that's like I said, it's a Japanese-based game. Especially Sony has been doing big moves because they've been excluding Japanese games off the Xbox platform, like the Final Fantasy VII remake. That game isn't on Xbox. A lot of their biggest games isn't on Xbox, so a lot of the big Japanese games aren't on Xbox. So I think they need to definitely focus on getting a lot of Japanese games on Xbox. So I try to do my part when I can. When they have these multiplayer Japanese games on Xbox, I try to buy them on that system instead of PlayStation. And yeah, I have a pretty big selection, pretty small selection so far of Japanese games. I got Near Replicant. This is still sealed. I haven't opened that one up yet. Yakuza Like a Dragon, which is on Game Pass. Great game, by the way. Scarlet Nexus, which is they just added to Game Pass. And Devil May Cry, the special edition for the Xbox Series X. So I think there's probably more, but like I said, I'm trying to do my part to buy the Japanese games on Xbox because I want to see more of those games on the system. But let's get into the article, what Phil Spencer said in more detail. So Phil Spencer said the Xbox is working every single day to increase our lineup of Japanese games in order to help bring Japanese games around the world. Speaking during the Xbox Showcase at Tokyo Game Show 2021, the head of Xbox was asked about the company's commitment to Japan by Tango Gameworks founder Shinji Mikami. It's honored to support Tokyo Games Show and our Japanese partners. Spencer replied, "We're working with Japanese publishers every single day to increase our lineup of Japanese games on Xbox." So hopefully, with that statement, we get a lot of great high quality Japanese games on Xbox. Like, hopefully it would be a dream if they brought back Lost Odyssey, that franchise that was on Xbox 360, or even that Blue Dragon franchise. Give those games sequels or reimaginings, especially like a Lost Odyssey. That Lost Odyssey game was really good. That was like the equivalent of like a Final Fantasy. That's the production value of a Final Fantasy type game. So that was a really great game. That you only play that game on Xbox. So I kind of wish they do more deals with that. Like you can only play these games on Xbox or like on PC or PC as well through Xbox or with the Microsoft Store. So I think that would definitely boost up the Japanese player base with that stuff, like with moves like that. Because Xbox, they already have the Western RPG market on lock. It's like you got the Bethesda Studios, the Fallout, the Elder Scrolls games, Obsidian as well with like the Outer Worlds and their games as well. So the Western RPG market is down packed for Xbox. They just need to have Japanese stuff. That's like the big area they're lacking in. So they can get that down packed, have more Japanese games on Xbox. It's exclusive to Xbox in their ecosystem, or the Xbox and PC, and not on PlayStation. I think they could possibly get a big foothold in this generation. Also with this article, he says earlier in the show, Spencer had reiterated that Japanese is the fastest growing market for Xbox anywhere in the world. Okay, so they are growing at Xbox too. It seems like they are growing at Japan. It seems like okay. And it's clear that the company wants to make the best of that burgeoning interest. Spencer points out that there have been over 100 Japanese titles on Xbox Game Pass, 200 Japanese indie games, and ID at Xbox program. Okay, so they're definitely trying to improve the Xbox relationships. The Japanese relationship on Xbox. So they don't just want to increase the number of Japanese Xbox fans, but to actually become part of bringing more Japanese-made games to other areas. Okay. Yeah, so hopefully that plans out. Let's see what people are saying in the comment section about this one. Only Japanese games I care about are JRPGs, and most of them seem to skip both Xbox and PlayStation's favor of only coming out for the Switch. Let's see. Japan don't care about Xbox. Right after the Tokyo Game Show event, the Series S was beating the Switch in its sales on Japanese Amazon, and the Series X was third. Wow. It's like, let's shut this dude up. It was like apparently that event did well for them in Japan. It's like there's people buying the consoles out there. Okay. Which console is more popular in Japan, PS5 or Switch? He says Switch. Okay. Right, which is why Japanese games continue to skip Xbox. Let's cut the crap. I mean, like I said, Final Fantasy, that's the more recent one, like Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I think 16 skipped Xbox because Sony made a deal with them to keep it off Xbox. But um, there's been rumors of Xbox doing some stuff with Sega. People would have buying Sega. That would definitely that would do some stuff. That would move some Xboxes right there. They bought Sega, or at least kept their games. Do some exclusivity deals with Xbox, or exclusivity deals with Xbox. I mean, it would. I don't know. That'll increase the market base, the Japanese market base on Xbox. The Xbox problem is lack of exclusive games. It's slowly getting better, but in Japan, especially, that won't catch Nintendo and Sony in sales. North America is the only place Xbox has a chance to catch up. Yeah, they don't need to buy an Xbox. Yeah, people still think it's all about buying Xboxes. It's not about buying Xboxes or systems. It's about selling the hardware and subscription services. That's what they really care about. They don't care about the actual physical box. Let's see. Well, Japan has Sony, and they also have Nintendo. You want to bring Japanese games around the world and stop dubbing them, original audio plus subs, or don't play Japanese games. No. Let's say those guys are strong weeb energy. I gotta agree. Like, what the hell? Like, you can't have options. But Love Judgment and Lost Judgment, since they have a good relationship with Ria God Kotoku. I probably butchered that name. Yeah, what if they made like an exclusive Yakuza game? That would probably do some numbers, or like an exclusive like a Persona game. I don't know. I think they need to try to get to like go towards that route. Uh, let's see. Why? Like, if we can get most of the fighting games, I'll be happy. Like fighting games are exclusive. Yeah, a lot of fighting games are exclusive to PlayStation. Like there's a few of them, especially like a lot of the Japanese ones. Like I know Street Fighter Five was probably the main one, the biggest one that's exclusive to PlayStation right now. Well, Street Fighter Five was. I don't know if Street Fighter Six is gonna be, but I know like those other like I wouldn't say like double A fighting games. Like those anime ones are exclusive to PlayStation mainly. So they can try to get some of those games on Xbox. I think that'd be a big move in the right direction. Love the inclusion of Scarlet Nexus on Game Pass, another big Japanese game that just recently came to Game Pass. I played only a select few Japanese games on Xbox being available. Sword Art Online games, but I feel like Xbox could use more. Yeah, they could use a lot more. Yeah, like the Shin Megami Tensei series, the Persona series, it's a lot of series that's not on the Xbox. Lost Odyssey 2, that would be amazing. For the love of God, please. Yeah, Lost Odyssey 2, I'm definitely pulling that right there. Um, or if they put like the Tales of series on Xbox. I know at one point on 360 they had Tales of Vesperia exclusive, but I probably get like a deal get Tales of what's the newest one? Arise on Game Pass or something like that. I think that'll probably do some numbers too. Let's see. Because Japan is lacking a representation in the video game space. Let's see. Let's see some of the quote tweets now. Oh God, no more anime crap. A lot of people like the anime stuff though, man. It's like anime is a popular selling medium for entertainment. So I don't know what he's talking about. I feel like anime. Japan Xbox can't do much no matter how they try. They won't be able to beat Sony, let alone catch up to Nintendo Switch was a different beast. Bro, it's not up to you. They already are around the world. You just don't get it because you're an American company. Okay. Let's see. Love to hear it. Goat Spencer. Phil Spencer has done way more for Xbox than anyone else. Yeah, I'm starting to think he's like the goat of all these, the head of Xbox that we had before in the past. Yeah, I think he is definitely the best one so far, like by far. Sony's literally already doing that. Y'all can just say we want Japan to care about the Xbox. It's not a secret they don't. I mean, hey, if it gets more games like Multi Blood type Illumina to appear on the platform, all more power to them. Xbox has a small presence in the Japanese market. Keep it up. Please no. They make a Lost Odyssey 2. I still don't understand why Sony shut down PlayStation Japan. Yeah, I don't know why they did that either, but yeah, I don't get it. Phil, where's my Senran Kagura on Xbox? Okay. Let's cut to the point. My fiance is from Japan, so I know how the Japanese are. Xbox can try to get their sales up, but it's really hard to beat domestic products there. Japanese people are really prideful and they will continue using their own products more than anything else. Okay. Where is Scalebound at? Bro, how long has Scalebound been canceled? This dude must be living under a rock or something. Scalebound has been canceled a long time ago. Repeat this every year until he eventually retires. He says that every year. I can't imagine Japanese companies being dumb enough to make Xbox exclusives. So that's the problem right there. If you don't want to make an Xbox a game exclusive, then how can you increase the player base to Xbox? Then it's never gonna work out though. All the Xbox people I know hate JRPGs. LMAO. It's a good move. Xbox ain't that popular in Japan. Exactly what's needed. Sorry, Phil. PlayStation, Nintendo already have that covered. Where do you think your competition comes from? Uh, Listen, the only way that Microsoft will ever get a foothold in Japan is by acquiring a Japanese-based studio. If I had to place a bet, maybe Square. Not only that, but they need to fix their localization issues that are still fairly prominent across the world. Okay, that's when Xbox Game Pass and Nintendo Switch. I don't know. Yeah, so so hopefully I think they just need to get more exclusive Japanese games. Is the big problem here with the Xbox has to get more consumers to their market. More exclusive Japanese games. Hopefully, Lost Odyssey 2. They never go crazy if that happens. Like people be losing their minds when we saw Lost Odyssey 2 announcement. That would be pretty cool. So yeah, hopefully they can improve their player base, the Japanese player base, because people, I don't know, it seems like after the Tokyo Game Show, people were excited about the being more with Xbox, be more happy with Xbox. So who knows? Maybe it might improve further down the line. But I'll conclude the video right here. Definitely want to see your thoughts down below. Leave a like if you like this video. As always, thanks for watching and peace.